All right, today we're jumping into a classic story from Journey to the West. And at first glance, it looks like your typical good versus evil showdown. But there's a twist. Hidden in this epic battle is this really cool lesson about how we solve problems. And especially what happens when the most logical answer just isn't.
So let's get right into it. We meet our hero, the one and only Sun Wukong, and he rolls up to Fire Cloud Cave with all his usual swagger. I mean, just listen to this guy. He's not exactly the subtle type, is he? He's there for one reason, get his master back, and he thinks it's going to be a piece of cake. But, his opponent is no slouch. The Red Boy, he's a seriously tough demon, and he's got a powerful family tree. So you've got this classic matchup, right? On one side, you have Sun Wukong with all his legendary power and clever tricks, and on the other, you've got Red Boy, who's holding a secret weapon, something that's about to turn this whole fight on its head. Yeah, this is not going to be easy. And this is where we get to the real heart of it. Our hero, Sun Wukong, a guy who can literally reshape landscapes, is about to meet an obstacle he can't just punch his way through. So they go at it. And when it comes to straight-up fighting, they are dead even. Staff against spear, back and forth for 20 rounds. And nothing. It's a total stalemate. Now, for a guy like Wukong, who's used to, winning, this has got to be driving him crazy. Red Boy realizes this isn't working either. He can't win with just his spear. So he decides to end this stalemate himself. He pulls out his ace in the hole. And it's a mystical attack, something Sun Wukong has never, ever seen before. Okay, and this is the absolute key to the whole story. What Red Boy uses isn't just fire. It's called Samadhi Fire. Think of it like a spiritual flame, something born from pure mystical energy. And here's the kicker. You can't put it out with normal stuff. It just doesn't work that way. All right, so you're Sun Wukong. You're facing this crazy, unbeatable magic fire. What do? Well, you do what any of us would do, right? You start thinking logically. What's the obvious solution here? He manages to get away using a special spell to avoid the flames, but he knows that's just dodging the problem. It's not solving it. He's been defeated, at least for now, and he needs a whole new game plan. So he backs off to think things through. And he boils the problem down to its simplest form. He's thinking, okay, what beats fire? He's looking for that basic fundamental law of nature to solve what looks like, a pretty straightforward problem. And of course, his buddy Zubaji just blurts it out. Is there any need to think about this? Water puts out fire. It's like, duh. It's that perfect aha moment. A simple, elegant solution. Problem solved, right? And that is all Sun Wukong needs to hear. He's instantly re-energized. He's got a plan. He knows exactly who to call when you need a whole lot of water. So boom, he's off to the Dragon Palace of the East Sea to get some backup. So now the stage is set for this epic showdown. And let's be clear, Wukong isn't coming back with a bucket of water. Oh no, he is about to bring the entire force of the oceans down on this one little magical fire. He gets there, and the Dragon King of the East Sea is like, whoa, this fire sounds serious. My rain alone might not cut it. So just to be sure, he calls in his 3 brothers, the Dragon Kings from the South, West, and North Seas. We're talking all 4 Dragon Kings combining their power for this. So Wukong flies back, totally confident, right? He calls out Red Boy for round 2. And Red Boy? He just scoffs. He's not impressed at all. He's like, all right, let's finish this. Zero fear. He's not worried about Wukong or whatever he's got planned. The fight starts. Red Boy unleashes that Samadhi Fire again. And that's the signal. Up in the sky, the 4 Dragon Kings get to work. The sky just goes black. And then, boom! A massive, world-ending torrential rain starts pouring down, all of it aimed right at those flames. This is it, the moment of truth. You've got the most logical solution you can imagine. Literally all the water in the world coming down on this fire. So, what happens? And in a total shocker, the water makes it worse. The Samadhi Fire doesn't go out. It doesn't even flicker. It burns brighter. It's like the rain is fuel for it. The plan is a complete and utter disaster. Wukong has to run for his life again. So, why? Why did this perfectly logical, super powerful plan fail so badly?
Well, it all comes down to the source of their power. The Dragon King's rain, that's a force of nature. It's from the sea, and it's great at putting out ordinary fire. But Red Boy's fire, that's a whole different beast. It's from his spirit. It's pure mystical energy. Wukong basically brought a hammer to a ghost fight. The tools were for two completely different worlds, operating on a totally different set of rules. And the lesson here is something we can all use, right? Wukong's problem wasn't that he wasn't strong enough. His mistake was that he didn't understand the true nature of the problem. He just assumed that fire is fire. And that's such a great metaphor, isn't it? For any time we try to slap a simple, obvious fix on a really deep, complex problem without ever stopping to figure out what's really going on underneath.
So this leaves our hero, and us, with this big, lingering question. When logic fails, when the obvious answer is wrong, what's your next move? What this story really shows us is that sometimes being a hero isn't about hitting the problem harder. It's about being smart enough to take a step back and realize you need to think about it in a completely new way.